We know that there has been a very significant deterioration in the situation around Australia with a very dangerous Delta variant, and we need to take decisive action here in South Australia. So effective immediately, South Australia will be closing its borders to Queensland, Western Australia, Northern Territory and the ACT. This restriction is in place for all but permitted travellers. I think we understand what permitted travellers are now, people permanently relocating to South Australia, and South Australians returning home, or those people who are escaping domestic or family violence, or those people who are essential travellers and have received an exemption from our team here in South Australia. The arrangements with New South Wales remain as they were over the weekend, with a 100-kilometre buffer along the New South Wales-South Australia border. And with Victoria, we continue with the arrangement where we're asking people from Greater Melbourne to be tested on arrival and to isolate before that test is taken. We now extend that to the whole of Victoria. No restrictions in place with Tasmania. Internally in South Australia, we have the lowest level restrictions in the country by quite some way. We are very concerned that the situation in New South Wales and the travel that existed between New South Wales and other parts of the country has led to seeding in other jurisdictions. And we need to be extraordinarily vigilant in South Australia at the moment. So we're pleading with people here in our state, if they develop any symptoms whatsoever, to go and get themselves tested. We want to see a very significant increase in testing effective immediately. Anybody with any symptoms whatsoever must go and get themselves tested as quickly as possible. We want people using the QR codes, and of course we want people that are eligible to be vaccinated to go and have their jab as quickly as possible. This is what will be able to keep our state safe and our economy strong into the future. Can I also announce that we do need to look at the level of restrictions that we have internally in South Australia. It is quite possible that there has been some seeding of the Delta variant from New South Wales or from Victoria into South Australia, and so with the very low level of restrictions that we have in South Australia, we need to look at those. We'll be looking at those over the next 24 hours. There'll be a further announcement tomorrow. We are thinking of moving for a higher level of restrictions internally in South Australia for a 1-week period. This would address things like the numbers at home gatherings, the density arrangements, the mask wearing, particularly in aged care and also in other settings where there may be vulnerable sites. So it is a worrying situation that is developing right around Australia at the moment. We only get a single chance to act decisively and quickly with regards to that. That's precisely what we'll be doing here in South Australia.